Welcome back to War Manual. A missile is launched in the Persian Gulf, and hours later, the price you pay for gas begins to climb. A state-sponsored cyber attack targets energy infrastructure, and for a moment, the lights in a city thousands of miles away could flicker. This is a reality of 21st century conflict. War is no longer a distant event confined to a battlefield. It's a global shockwave, and its tremors reach us all through our finances, our data, and our daily lives. In our last deep dive, we deconstructed the B-2 Spirit bomber, a symbol of ultimate kinetic power. But the deployment of such a weapon triggers a cascade of non-kinetic consequences that ripple across the world. Today, we move from the weapon to the fallout. We address the most critical question: how do you, as a global citizen, protect yourself and your family from these consequences? This is your strategic manual. We will forge 3 essential shields to ensure your resilience against the chaos of a major geopolitical conflict. This is not about building a bunker. It is about building a fortress of preparedness. Fortify your FENAN's first and most immediate shockwave of a modern war is economic. A full-blown conflict involving Iran and the US could threaten to close the Strait of Hormuz, a narrow waterway through which over 20% of the world's total oil supply passes. The mechanism is a brutal chain reaction. Oil supply is threatened, energy prices skyrocket, and the cost of transporting every single product on Earth increases. This triggers widespread inflation, forcing central banks to raise interest rates, which in turn rattles global stock markets. Your financial well-being, whether you realize it or not, is on the front line. Your first layer of defense is strategic diversification. This is more than just owning different stocks. It means understanding that in a major global crisis, entire markets can move in unison. Review your portfolio. Is it overly concentrated in sectors highly vulnerable to supply chain disruptions or energy costs? True diversification means looking at different asset classes, bonds, real estate, commodities, and understanding how they behave in different economic climates. The goal is to not have all your eggs in one basket, especially when that basket is being shaken by geopolitical earthquakes. Your second layer is a robust emergency cash reserve. Financial advisors often recommend having 3 to 6 months of essential living expenses saved in a secure, liquid account. In a crisis, this fund serves a critical psychological purpose. It is not just a buffer. It's a tool that grants you time and clarity. It allows you to make calm, rational decisions instead of being forced to sell your long-term assets at a loss out of panic. It is the foundation of your financial fortress. Finally, a core part of financial preparedness is understanding safe haven assets. Historically, during times of war and extreme inflation, investors have flocked to assets like gold and other precious metals. We are not giving financial advice, and you must do your own research. However, understanding why these assets are considered a store of value when currencies and markets are volatile is a fundamental piece of strategic knowledge. In a world of uncertainty, tangible assets often provide a sense of stability. Disclaimer: this content is for educational and informational purposes only and does not constitute financial advice. Consult with a qualified financial professional before making any investment decisions. Secure your digital life. A second front in this conflict is invisible and rages within the device you are holding right now. Modern war is information warfare. State-sponsored entities will unleash a torrent of disinformation, propaganda, and cyber threats designed to sow chaos, division, and mistrust far from the physical battlefield. You, your data, and your perception of reality are the targets. Your first defense is extreme cyber hygiene. This is a mandatory protocol. Assume that hacking and phishing attempts will increase, using the war as emotional bait. Immediately enable two-factor authentication to FA on all critical accounts, mail, banking, social media. Use a password manager to create strong, unique passwords for every single login. Be relentlessly suspicious of unsolicited emails or messages, especially those designed to provoke fear or urgency. Click nothing without verification. Your second, more profound defense is to become a conscious disinformation detector. Understand the enemy's tactics. You will see fake videos from older conflicts being relabeled as new. You will see AI-generated images of events that never happened. You will see emotionally charged stories designed to trigger your outrage and bypass your critical thinking. The goal of this propaganda is to polarize you and erode your trust in all institutions. Your countermeasure is a zero-trust approach to information. Wait for confirmation from multiple, established, and politically diverse international news sources, e.g., Reuters, Associated Press, BBC, Al Jazeera, before accepting anything as fact. A calm analytical mind that demands evidence is a weapon propaganda cannot defeat. Finally, manage your digital footprint. The algorithm is designed to feed you more of what you engage with. If you engage with panicked or outraged content, it will build an echo chamber of fear around you. Actively curate your feeds. Mute or unfollow accounts that specialize in sensationalism. Your digital life is your perimeter. Defend it with discipline. Shield, build practical and mental RSA alliance. Since when global supply chains are stressed, the effects can eventually ripple down to your local community. While widespread, long-term shortages are unlikely in most developed nations, temporary disruptions, due to logistical hurdles, port closures, or waves of public panic buying are a real possibility. Practical and mental resilience is your final and most important shield. First, build a basic home preparedness kit. This is not about doomsday prepping, it is about ensuring short-term autonomy for your family for 72 hours to a week. This includes a supply of clean drinking water, 1 gallon per person per day, a stock of non-perishable high-energy food, canned goods, protein bars, rice, beans, a comprehensive first aid kit, alternative light sources, LED flashlights and batteries, a battery-powered or hand-crank radio for information, and physical copies of your essential documents. This simple step removes immediate dependency and reduces anxiety in any short-term disruption. Second, and most critically, you must fortify your mind. It is essential to be informed, but it is destructive to be consumed. The constant, 24/7 exposure to negative news cycles, a behavior known as doom scrolling, is neurologically designed to keep you hooked, but it floods your system with cortisol, heightens anxiety, and paralyzes your ability to make good decisions. You must implement a strict information diet. Curate your sources. Choose a small number of credible low-sensationalism sources for your updates. Schedule your intake. Allot to specific, brief windows per day to check the news, for example, 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. Never first thing in the morning or last thing before bed. Actively disengage. After your scheduled check-in, physically put your phone down and engage in a real-world task. This breaks the cycle and allows your nervous system to regulate. Your mental clarity is your single most valuable strategic asset in a crisis. Protect it more fiercely than anything else. Protecting yourself from the fallout of a 21st century war is not about building a bunker of concrete. It is about building a bunker of resilience. Financial resilience to withstand the economic shockwaves. Digital resilience to defend your mind against information warfare. And practical personal resilience to remain a point of calm, strength, and preparedness in a sea of uncertainty. These three shields, when built with discipline and foresight, empower you to navigate turbulent times, not with fear, but with strategy. What other steps do you believe are essential for personal preparedness in today's world? Share your strategies in the comments below. If this manual provided you with real, actionable value, leave a like and subscribe to War Manual for more essential strategic insights. Thank you for watching.